records rolling. Hello everybody. It's time again for an alien radio signal hunt. That's the wrong button, Sam. Let's get ourselves going across everywhere, shall we? Let's post that. How is everyone doing tonight? Oh, Mirzam's already in range. There we go. We're starting off strong. There's already got a one semi-close by star at 500 light years. They're in range now. Let's get to that one going, and yeah. So, yeah, if you are joining us, we are doing a live alien radio signal hunt. So we're searching the hydrogen line, that is that yellow line at the top of the screen, and it's the channel on the radio dial there where scientists theorise we are most likely to hear a message from ET should they be out there. And Sheps is in there, and Leo's in as well. So yeah, we've already got Mirzam in range now. So again, a close-ish by star there, so that increases our odds of detection because those signals potentially have a lot less of a distance to go. It's all going well. It's the weekend, Rio. How is your weekend going as well there? So yeah, we're looking. Oh, we got the interference signal back. So we didn't have this last night. Again, nothing's changed in the setup, and we think it is electronic interference there because it's quite a tight signal there. It's got a lot of those defined edges. Normally, natural signals are quite messy. They'll be over more bands. We'd expect there, and because it's with us this amount of time, so it'll be with us the whole stream tonight. That tells us that the source of that signal, it's not targeted. It's quite wide. It could be everywhere. So yeah, that's what we think is interference. But we haven't changed anything in our setup. There is nothing getting in the way there that can be polluting that. So it's very strange that it's there sometimes and not there other times. So very interesting there, but it is unlikely to be alien, sadly. So we'll see there as the night goes on and as more stars get in range of our dish what happens there as well. So we're quite high. The background noise is 52-53% there, so that is quite interesting there. Paul is in. Good to see you. How was your weekend going? But yeah, we're going to be listening out for those potential alien radio signals tonight. There have been a handful of interesting candidate signals detected over the years, most notably the WOW signal there from back in the late 1970s, but it is by far from the only one. I said that most recently we have had some very interesting candidate signals coming from very, very close by stars indeed, to less than 5 light years. In fact, our closest stellar neighbour there, Proxima Centauri, may well be sending us regular messages, which is very, very interesting there. How you doing, Paul? Hope your weekend's going well. So yeah, it's interesting to think. I'm not sure how I feel about the idea that, again, those closest neighbours in space there might be at a similar or more advanced technological level of, than us. What would that mean for us there? It means there's a threat closer by, or possible friends living on the same street there. Harko is in, and Kate, how are we doing, guys, tonight? Let me just double quickly check something. That is a massive spot on my face. That's really getting angry, that is. Oh well, haven't quite got a makeup department here yet. There. That's a lot of languages there, Harko. I can barely manage English. So how are you doing there? Good evening, Kate. How is it all there? Zena's in. Good to see you. So, guys, sadly the weather didn't hold out. Was hoping we'd get a little opportunity for a skywatch, but no, tonight we are back with the alien radio signal hunt. But at any point, we could pass over the right star that is sending us a signal. It's a bit of a lottery there. Right place, right time. So you never know. Is tonight going to be the night? We've already got Mirzam in range there at 500 light years. Sirius at 8.6 light years is going to be coming in range very soon. That's not long at all. Then Weezon and Adara and Aludra there, all around the few hundreds to a few thousand light years away. Harker as well, thank you for the heart, appreciate that. All goes back in to the stream. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. Look, we've got the interference signal back. We need to do some hard research on that one to see if it definitely is interference or if we are picking up some sort of close by signal source. I mean, we are near lots of military bases, but again, this is a little bit, they're not meant to be transmitting down here, so it's probably not them. But it still is an anomaly. But yeah, lasers are one of the other ways theorized that aliens could use to be sending us a message, and we are waiting, aren't we, for that paper to come out to go for a peer review there to see if there's anything that's obvious that has been missed. But I think it's going to prove that, yeah, it does look like lasers are being shone at us quite regularly from other stars there. Because the thing of a laser is it's very technological in nature, very hard, if not impossible, for nature to pretend that, to try and mimic that, but also they're directional, so it does mean that they're purposely pointing that at you. And this chap was looking over some old radio telescope data there and could see what looked like, lasers being shot at us from hundreds of candidate stars there. Hello, V. How are you doing today? I was trying to combine the word doing and going then. It's all going. Glad to see you in, though. Who else have we got in? It's just the regs at the minute. But yeah, we've got the interference signal back tonight. Is tonight going to be the night? Are we going to pick up something coming from Sirius there? Very, very close by a star indeed. In fact, what do we know about Sirius? Let's have a quick look. Do we know of any exoplanets there? I imagine we would. But it would rely on the angles being correct. Let's have a look. So, brightest star in the Earth's night sky, and it's located in, brilliance, and it's named, composition there. Oh, so it's a binary system there, and where is 8.6? We know that. How many exoplanets do we know of? How many planets do we know around A and B there? Oh, we've not confirmed any. But that might be because it's too bright there. If Sirius A is a brighter star, then, the red dwarf we could probably get eyes on there, but it might be too small. That is the nature, isn't it, or the difficulty at the minute with the ways that we do detect those planets in orbit around other stars. If the star is particularly bright, then we can't detect the dimming enough when a planet transits in front of that star. The other way is by, I think, it's detecting those gravitational interactions. Tina as well, thank you for the heart. How are you doing? Appreciate that. It's detecting those gravitational interaction there. So does the star wobble if it's got big planets in orbit there? Which is it there? How you doing, 100? Does it wobble there? Is there any interaction there? It's harder to do it that way. So yeah, it's the transitory method that is normally used. So as a planet goes in front of that star, from our point of view there, the light will dip ever so slightly, point whatever it is percent there of the overall star light. And if that happened regularly, they can guess that it is there is a planet in orbit in front of that star, which is causing that dip. And if we're very, very clever as well, we can actually get the light that passes through the atmosphere of that planet and look at the spectroscopy and whatever it is there, basically which light waves are being filtered out and not by that atmosphere, and it can tell us what it's made of. And that is how we have the biosignature, or the potential biosignature, we should say, there from K2-18b, and they think that they've detected it twice now. There, so there's a very distant planet there orbiting a distant star, but they do think that that in that biosignature they're detecting a trace of a gas that can only be made through biology. Definitely the case here on Earth. Maybe there's another weird natural way that we haven't considered, but so far, it's us looking like we have detected our first signs of life off on another distant planet out there as well. Just order yourself a massive pizza. So in your element there. See, that is the one thing, V, that moving to the country hasn't provided us yet. Though we used to have a million different pizza places, all varying quality, back in Essex. But one of them was it's called Fat Pizza, and it's a sort of a chain. But they used to do those ridiculously large ones, like the sort of ones that you could put on a lorry and it would still drive. That's how big they were. And they were a tenner or something crazy. And I haven't found a good, cheap pizza place here locally. There. And Brad, how are you doing? And
nom nom nom, thanks.
Thank you for feeding Alan there. Tina too coming in with the gifts there. How are you doing, Brad? It's an interesting thing that you sent us about the gravitational waves, so we're going to have to talk about that one tonight, I think. It's got the old brain going. And my spacebar only has one function there, Zena, and I don't know what it is. Imagine if space was severely dense ocean water, and all of these stars are portholes into the surrounding waters there. Oh, I like that. It's kind of like the, is it the Roman or the Greek understanding of the stars in the heavens there? I know they had all their gods listed to them, but I think, was it the Greek maybe? What they thought, or they used to talk about there, was that it was a black sheet. The night sky was a black sheet with holes poked in it, and they had, like, you know, illumination, a candle behind it, and that's what we was getting for the stars there. And those portholes into the greater beyond there did remind me of that one, Zena. But guys, if you are just joining us, we are doing a live alien radio signal search. We are searching on the frequency called the hydrogen line. That is that yellow line at the top of the screen, and it's the channel on the radio dial where scientists do theorize we are most likely to hear a message from ET, should they be out there, sending us a message. And it's where a number of interesting signals have been heard in the past. Over the years, things like the WOW signal there, the weird signal, the BLC1 signal, all of those ones have been heard around this frequency range here. So this is exactly where we'd expect ET to put that message, and that's what we're going to be doing tonight. So as the Earth rotates, our dish is going to sweep across the night sky, passing over various stars, and hopefully one of those stars is going to have a planet in orbit there that's going to be inhabited and sending us a message. And if so, hopefully it'll come through nice and clear on the screen there, and we see a nice big spike. But it is a right place at right time sort of job. We'll have to hope that, you know, we're over the right star as they are sending that signal there as well. And V and Brad.
Nom nom nom, thanks, guys.
Thank you for feeding Alan again. Keeping him at bay there. Alan, he's there, V, he's there. And takeaway calls mini states of bankruptcy. These days, Kate, 100%. 100%. Like, I look back to how often I used to have a takeaway, and I couldn't survive doing that this time. There. How you doing, Carl? How is your weekend going? And Tina as well there.
Thank you for the alien pets,
Thank you for feeding Alan. Said it's a bit cruel that he eats the alien pets, but who am I to judge alien culture? There. Maybe the alien pets like it. I don't know. What have we been up to this weekend, guys? Tomorrow is my day for getting on top of all of the stream stuff, because I've been slacking. I've not been keeping up to date, have I, with our very own Discord, or all of the messages, or even doing the posts for our deep dives and things like that. So tomorrow I'm doing that. I'm going to be doing some clipping as well, hopefully, and I'm going to get back on the ball for everything there. New year, new me, he says there. For as well, thank you for the gifts as well. Yeah, got to get on top of that. I'm looking forward to clipping some of the gaming stream there. might get creative for some of those videos if I have time for that, because yeah, I'm looking forward to our next round. I'm hoping Pete can come around quite soon for that one. Ben's in as well. How are you doing there? How's Alan? Alan's all good. He likes to grumble, but he's fine. He's always got all right there. And Carl as well.
Thank you for the alien pets,
guys.
There.
How you doing, Ben? Is your weekend going all right there? And I'm going to miss movie night this one. No, Kate, movie night, but it's such a good movie. It's such a good movie there. Carl as well, thank you for the heart there. And I was on Pete's Live after yours last night, and we were laughing about it again. it's the gift that keeps on giving, that one. I'm looking forward to more of that one. I've got ideas, man. I've got ideas for the next ones. That's right there. Just cold. Oh my God, it is still freezing, isn't it? It is still I had to cut the grass today. I thought, well, I shouldn't be doing that in the winter, but this grass has just gone crazy. There's something biological. And Ben as well, thank you for feeding Alan.
Thank you for the alien pets, guys.
I was discussing this earlier. There's something biological about men and cutting grass. Definitely in my family, people get weird about their lawns. They hit a certain age. And when we moved here, first time I had a garden, so I had to cut the grass. And I kind of felt this biological awakening in me, like I needed to really care about my lawn. I'm trying to suppress it, guys. Trying to suppress it there. Yeah, it was getting long and ridiculous. There. It's when you have to say, Kate, oh man. Well, we'll have to let you know how it is. You have to do some homework. You have to play catch up the next night there. And however, being in that I need to get out and do stuff mindset, someone asked me to go and watch it. Oh, okay, that's fair enough. If you're getting out and doing something fun there, Kate, I think we can forgive you on that one. It's all right. I keep double booking things as well at the minute. I keep saying to Leanne, we'll go away for a few nights in February. Maybe just do a little trip, winter trip to the New Forest, to mix things up. Because I always get distracted and booking work stuff. And lo and behold, what have I done? I've booked in my annual review on that week. We're planning. Okay, I have to move one of those there. Missed anything interesting? No, Ben, I think we're all right. We're only 10 minutes or so into the stream tonight there. And V, the spike is back. You are right. And again, nothing's changed. We need to do some more investigating there to see if the spike really is interference or if it is an actual signal. Wouldn't that be turning out there? If aliens were there all along sending us a message, pulling their hair out, why are they not listening? Look, it's right there, guys. It's right there. Fro, how you doing there? Thank you for the follow. Where are you joining us from tonight? Guys, if you are new here, do say hello. We'd love to hear from you there. Let us know where you're all watching from, but make sure you're following, because we do this basically every night. If it's a cloudy sky, we're doing this, the alien radio signal hunt. If it's a clear sky, though, we do a UFO UAP skywatch. That's what it looks like. We see all the weird and wonderful things in the night sky here, live over crop circle country, which is Wiltshire in the UK. And yeah, if the moon's up, that's what that looks like. Yeah, we watch the moon for strange and anomalous things as well, and hopefully you get those notifications when we go live there. And Carl there, our friend, the spike is back. It is back. It is. Look, we've got the one there, and we've got the one right on the line there. Again, it looks very similar to the ripples, but there is a distinction. If you look at how much it's stacked up there, that does look to be some sort of electronic signal there ourselves there. And I'm gonna name the spike Polholio. How do I pronounce that one? Polholio. Bougie, how are you doing? You having a good weekend? Good to see you. And thank you for the hearts there, guys. Those are likes and those shares. They do help us reach more and more like-minded people there like yourselves, getting more eyes and minds on the old phenomena, helping us all piece this puzzle together. But yeah, if you're joining us, we're doing an alien radio signal hunt tonight there. So if you've seen the film Contact, or you've heard about the wow signal, that is what we're doing there. We've got a big radio antenna that is pointing up to the night sky, and like cornholio, but I thought as much, Kate. That's an old reference there. But yeah, as the Earth rotates, that dish is going to be sweeping across the night sky. They're passing over many stars and planets, thousands even, but we've got some closer by ones in range now. So again, if they're closer, those signals do not have to be as strong, so those statistical odds of us detecting something, should they be sending it, does increase there. Idilla, how are you doing? Nice to see you. I hope you are well there. Martha as well. Jim Bob, it's good to see you in there. How is everyone tonight? Yeah, so fingers crossed we can get that. We are getting some signals in, so it's not totally blank. But again, we think these are electronic interference, but they're not there all the time. That's what's weird. But they are there for the length of each stream. So it's not on every stream, but they're there for the length of the streams. They're probably longer when we turn the equipment off there. And so that means the source of that signal is near us, which is very weird, because you think with the Earth's rotation there, you're moving on over and off targets very, very quickly. But yeah, we don't change anything electronic here, and they disappear. So what is that about there? Bob as well, good to have you in. Where are you joining us from tonight? Thank you for the likes there. And my mission is to eat the entire pizza there, even if it takes me 2 sittings. Amateur there, V. 2 sittings for a whole pizza. God, I had some pizza last night, and that is sitting on the side. I have a strict 24-hour policy with pizza, though. I do prefer it the next day, but strict 24 hours. It doesn't normally last long enough to refrigerate. I'd have to do an alien-themed pizza, like green sauce. Oh, that sounds horrible. What am I thinking of? We're going sideways here. But yeah, so Mirzam is in range. How long? Another 5 minutes, maybe? Maybe a little bit longer there for Sirius to come in range. Sirius is an interesting star. So obviously it's got a long history in the phenomena there, in the lore of sending us visitors. So if that's true, it makes sense, because it's very close by indeed there. So 8.6 light years from us, that's a few houses down in space terms, so it's very, very close by, and would make sense that our closest neighbours are going to be the ones that visit us the most there. Still need to look into that correlation with it there. Pizza for breakfast is the best. Yes. That and not Fanta, not 7-Up, what's the other one? 7-Up Sprite. Or was it? No, it was 7-Up, not Sprite, it's 7-Up. Used to get incredible cravings for that. And A-Up, hello, how are you doing? Alien pizza there. Well, I suppose, it's already saucer shaped, isn't it there? It's UFO shaped pizza. Wouldn't have to do anything. This is special alien themed pizza today. How are you doing, A-Up? Brad as well, thank you for feeding Alan.
Num num num, thanks guys.
That's another fantastic. Tango, orange for me. Oh, haven't had that in years. Dodo as well, how are you doing there? And B, good to see you there. Thank you for the hearts, guys. That's very kind of you. There, I didn't get any notification tonight, and didn't know it was doing. Yeah, so we normally are defaulting to 10 at the minute. I'm trying that one. I'll keep you messing around though, you know. Get complacent. Keep surprising you, changing the times. I don't know why we're not getting the notifications out though. That is a bit weird though there. And B and Dordle.
Nom nom nom, thanks,
Thank
guys.
you for feeding Alan. I hope you guys are well there. And Domino's 12-inch ET pizza special there. And Teresa there is ET talking. That's what we're hoping. We're hoping to find out there. But if we do get any signals, they will only be on the screen there for between 30 and 90 seconds. Because you think with the Earth's rotation there, that dish is just going to be sweeping over those stars very, very quickly. So we've got to keep an eye out. It's a question of right place and right time. Are we pointing our dish at the right stars that have planets that are inhabited by intelligent life? And also, are they sending the signals when we're pointing at them there? Because to send the signals over these distances, they are so energy intensive, they're unlikely to just have it always on. So it's a right place, right time deal there. We have to make sure we do it a lot to increase those statistical odds there. And Mary, good to have you in. Where are you joining us from tonight there? Thank you for the follow there. And do you even know, also, do you know what I had today that... bloody TikTok's scrolling ahead of me, that I haven't had in ages there. Red cola. Red cola. What's red cola? All I can think of is like Panda Pops was red, but that wasn't cola. Red cola. Is it not coloured red, but it's called red? Is that what's throwing me? Because you used to get, like, didn't you, like roller cola and things like that. I had a craving for fizzy orange this weekend too. Now you've mentioned it, I have a craving. But there are no 24-hour shops here, so I'm going to have to try and deal with that until tomorrow. They're up as well.
Nom nom nom, thanks, guys.
Thank you for feeding Alan. Let's have a look. Where are we? And keeping me on to toes. Yeah, going to surprise you. There, Miss Cherry Lucasade. Oh, I got really into the pink Lucasade before they did the sugar-free one. I had far too much of that there. Virgin colour, that takes me back there, Zena. Can you find the full sugar one? Can't find the sugar-free one for nothing. Oh yeah, I suppose you've got to have those ones. I can't stand the sugar-free stuff at the minute, and then I'm sure I'll have to go on it for dietary reasons there. It is big tonight up, so we've got one on the ridge, and we've got this one back. Nothing's changed in the setup. So what is causing this interference there? We're going to have to do some investigation to figure that one out, to make sure it isn't some sort of signal. We've not been ignoring ET this whole time there. Panda Pops, that was my favourite growing up there. I remember them. Yeah. What? I mean, I didn't really have sugary drinks that much when I was growing up there. Maybe fruit juices. But they kept us away from that. But I totally threw that out the window as an adult there. Polholio. He's red there. You get it in chippies a lot. You know what, V? I've never heard of it, and I want it. I'm a sucker for when they make some sort of aesthetic change. For some reason, I think it's going to taste brilliant there. It's like I really want to try the clear Pepsi that was like released in the 80s. It's like, it's going to taste exactly the same, but I need to try it there. Oh, Jaffa nibbles. I do like a good Jaffa cake there. So long now, I can't stand. As you're getting the taste of it, I've a couple of times I've been on like a health kick that's stuck for a while, and yeah, I have got to the point where I do find normal sugar is quite sickly. But the problem is, I end up slipping and then it goes back to it. Panda Pops red colour is okay. Maybe I've got a chance of finding it then if the Panda Pops were doing it. They must still do Panda Pops in like tuck shops and things there. Can you imagine if there's the alien just there, frustrated every night? Wouldn't it be quite funny? Like, you know, if we're here, we're our receiver is in the middle there, that we're receiving on that line, right? But just up there where the spike is, they're transmitting. They're doing a stream. The aliens are doing a stream every night there on Sirius, right? And they're sitting here with the reversed like that, going, God, yeah, nobody's responded to our message. And we're just a few channels down there, a few frequencies off there. Or could it be a new satellite? Well, so possibly, but they're not meant to be transmitting on this range. This is still covered in the treaty there that you know, they're not allowed to transmit because it gets in the way for all of the old radio astronomy there, because it's only slightly 102.05 there. So it's ever so slightly off of the main frequency of interest there. So it shouldn't be, but I mean, you never know. You never know there. Cola Lucasade. What? I've never heard of that one, but that's a definitely try. And I used to enjoy bubblegum pop. Yes. Oh, Anything that's bright coloured and sugary. Tasted like bubblegum there. I train at the gym in the PT, so pretty and healthy every day, but today I decided to go all out. I mean, fair enough. You've got to live a few times, haven't you? God, the gym is on my list to get back to that. The problem is, though, like when I get into a new thing, that's all I do, and you've probably noticed there. I am as well. Thank you for the night star there. It's a shame I missed it, but thank you for that. But yeah, so when I do a new hit, that's all I do. And I'm like, if I do that, I'm going to be late for the streams. I'm going to get distracted. How you doing, DJ, as well? Good to see you there. And it's 10 p.m. And I'm not convinced I have eaten today. Did I? Have I drunk? The joys of ADHD there. Weekend is going all right. Yeah, we've got lots on. I've got to catch up with all of our stream stuff. I've been slacking on all that, getting up to date on our own Discord there and our messages and everything. Even they're doing our clipping and things like that. But hopefully tomorrow I'm going to sit down and get ahead on all of those things. New year, new me. Because we'll be doing our next deep dive. Unstable internet, my out. Did that drop out for everyone? I just got an alert come up there, but only on TikTok. Screwball the ice cream man. Yes. I bought some of them from the shop, but you could get them for ages. They were such a novelty there. A little bubble gum at the end of the cone. And 10p mixes with 20 sweets in. Not these days. You get like 2 sweets in it for that, wouldn't you there? The sausage fingers tonight. There. When was that? What was that one for? Sorry, I've totally forgotten what the other part of that was, but maybe it didn't get through, because we know what TikTok's like there. DJ as well, before you know it, you'll be collecting your pension and visiting the shopping malls. Probably. Yeah. Well, no, saying that, there won't be pensions by the time I get to retirement age there. The pensions are the biggest pyramid scheme ever invented by man. I don't know why we think they're a good idea. It's never going to work long term. So, yeah, I'll be paying into something I'm never going to see for that one there. Oh, you do get the alert then, okay. But, yeah, there's no reason why it should be. We've not got much going on the network side of things. So I think TikTok's playing games. Coming in with the hashtags there and the shares, guys. I see those hearts as well, guys. Thank you for that. It is how we reach more and more like-minded people there like yourselves. And the more people we can reach there, the more stories that we can hear, the more experiences that we can understand. And what will we be deep diving on, and when for the deep dive? So it's going to be, sorry, but yeah, it was there. I totally forgot. So that's going to be this Friday coming. It's going to be 11 p.m. at UK time over on the old Patreons of that. I haven't decided yet which one it's going to be. So we're probably not going to do the Condon Report Part 2. We're going to save that maybe for the deep dive afterwards. So I've got a pick from my list as how far behind I am. So I'll have to figure that one out. But I imagine by tomorrow night I'll know what that is there. And guys, if you do want to join us for the mystery deep dive, remember you can use the link in our bio. It gives you it for free for a month there, so you can try that one out and watch all the past ones that are recorded back there as well, as well as some behind the scenes stuff. So yeah, you can check that one out for that. Can't even get a Freddo for less than £1 now. It is insane. And just a theory there, Carl. Could some signals be NASA launching rockets and it's picking up remnants of those? Possibly. Radio is weird. And there are all sorts of weird effects that happen. So even if you transmit on one frequency, that can change because of reflection and weird other properties and interference and stuff, which I cannot get my head around at all. But in principle, maybe there is correlations with that sort of stuff there. My main thinking, though, is that because these are very stable, they're there for very, very long periods of time. That's interesting. You know, that will tell us something there. Being an adult ruined my childhood favourites. Oh, Kate, yeah. I've just taken it to town and I've just killed all novelty value for treats. But you're coming in with the shares there. Did you Google that? I didn't actually. No, I totally forgot, but I've got it on my notebook. In fact, wait, there is my notebook here. I didn't check my notebook was the problem. All of my list of the things that I meant to be checking out. So hopefully tomorrow they're there. It's worth a Google when you get a chance. It's just remembering it. But yeah, I will hopefully tomorrow. I'm going to go through all of my notes tomorrow and catch up with everything there. I've got a few things to check on. But one thing that one of you guys, it's Brad, I think, sent it to us last night. There's rumours going around about a gravitational wave interaction. So gravitational waves are basically they happen from supernova, large things there, that anything that with mass that affects gravity, like dropping, you know, a stone into a pond. You get the waves and the ripples, and they fade out over time. Obviously, the larger the object, the bigger the ripples there, the bigger the gravitational waves. And recently, we as a species have been starting to detect and monitor these gravitational waves. It's a whole new area of science, and it's very, very interesting. But what's even more interesting is that, again, we're hearing this rumor that they can see some of these gravitational waves on the horizon coming, and that the idea is that they're going to meet each other, and in that convergence there, they will cancel out gravity for about 7 seconds. And wouldn't that be interesting? I don't even know if that's possible. I don't know if that's how that works. I would suspect that my question is how they would know in advance, because obviously gravity travels at the speed of light, so how would they know to be, you know, because they wouldn't get the information before it was already here. But saying that, I mean, these are very clever people, they may know a way, and you know, that would be interesting, wouldn't it? The idea that you could potentially just lose gravity for a brief bit there with those cancellations there. Don't forget the gym, or home gym, and keep healthy. You will thank me. Hey, I used to be a right, you wouldn't tell it now, say to me, I used to be a right gym bunny for those things. All the cut down shirts and everything. Got obsessed with that for a few years. But like everything, life gets in the way, and very quickly you start to stop, and it slows down, and then before you know it, you're out of routine, and it's now been a good few years, as you can probably tell. But I do really, really want to. The one thing I'm hesitant of is that we've got like one gym in this town, and there are 4 weights benches, and I'm like, I'm never going to get space there. But I do want to there. And yeah, what is the locus? What is the locus there, DJ? What's the gist of it there? And Brad, what's your thoughts on the video? So that was it, Brad, wasn't it? The gravitational waves there, very interesting, is my thought. Very. So I don't know how they can know in advance, but it is very interesting there. So just set the calendar and tie yourself to a tree. That's my plan. Yeah. Well, that's all you got to do is just be inside. You know, just make sure you haven't got particularly tall ceilings. I wouldn't mind experiencing weightlessness, you know, as long as I am not outside. I can't imagine it would be, you know, I'll just tie the chinchillas down. The birds haven't got a problem. They've got wings. We'll be all right there. Could NASA be sending a signal to the Mars rover, or they may have switched on a satellite on the moon? Well, I'm trying to think. They use the Deep Space Network to send and receive signals. So I wonder what the bleed is out for them. So I know they're quite targeted there. But yeah, maybe. I mean, I know Goon Hill is part of the Deep Space Network there. Possible. I don't know, actually, yeah. It could be interesting. We're picking up on something out and about in there. Are we in the right zone? And there. And interesting how you went to the gym. went to Gym Bunny there, not Gym Bro. Oh, I went full, you know. I had the leggings. It was a sight to see. And Benjamin, how you doing there? Off to the moon, February of Artemis there. I mean, and thank God, hey. Thank God. It's been too long. So eventually they've pulled their fingers out. And hopefully the more activity in space, the better there. And Zena there, if you're up for a joint expedition to the Mariana Trench, that's not to use Ocean Gate. I don't think I've heard of a red colour. Same there. But yeah, I'm not hearing the best reviews for Ocean Gate, although they are cheap, so... Yeah, Alan's booked us to see the Titanic there. I was terrible there. I found a little app when I was in the gym. I had all my wonderful cut down shirts, and I had an app that made gun noises. So I'd come home with your pump on, and I'd just like do the flexing, but like, you know, with like bang 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 like that. Absolutely intolerable as was. And the real issue with doing that is not only is it ridiculous, but I would be going at silly times in the morning. So I'd come in at 3 in the morning, wake Leanne up, and start flexing to shotgun sound effects there. And you can imagine how well received that was at the time. So she probably doesn't want me to start doing that again there. And Cobalt, how are you doing? Thank you for the follow. Let us know where you're watching from, guys. Sadly, I did, Kate. I did, sadly. It was a few years ago now. Yeah, so we got Sirius in range there. Star 8.6 light years there. Mirzam 500 and Adara at 430 light years. So lots of Lots of close and by stars in range there. So let's see if that background noise changes. Let's see if there is any potential clues to the overall signal and stuff that is coming through. Because these stars are, even though these are close by in space terms there, these are still vast distances, and it still requires a lot of power for those signals to reach us here on Earth. But the more we do it, and the closer those stars are, the higher those statistical chances are of getting us there. I'm crying, Ben. Honestly, I know, you have to laugh at yourself sometimes. There with my pink bunny ears on, yeah. And the tail, and the little starry tail as well doing that there. And Cole, so I've just seen this, it's interesting. Thank you, that's what I thought. And, you know, I'm grateful that we've actually found other people to keep me company whilst I'm doing this as well. Not only that, people that share their knowledge and stuff as well, so we can all learn a little bit. But, yeah, I mean, I was surprised at how little there is this done generally, like from SETI there. You would have thought, especially after something like the WOW signal that we heard back in the 1970s there, which looked exactly like we'd think an alien radio signal would look like, exactly where we would expect to see it. You'd think, wouldn't you, they'd be pointing the dishes to that patch of the sky for years and years and years afterwards, just listening out to hear if there was a second message there. And they've pointed them, but not for long there. So I think the more we can do here ourselves, the more we're going to help those chances of detection there. How do you feel about the old UFO stuff there, Cobalt there? Are you open to the potential of aliens being around there? Or is it you on the side, the full believer that they're here and visiting? Because what we do when it's a clear sky, we do a UFO UAP skywatch, and we're based in Wiltshire in the UK, which is right in the heart of Crop Circle country. So we see lots of interesting things in the night sky there as well. And that tends to be more active than the radio front. Oh no, for 3 times there, Kate. It was hilarious there. And V as well, thank you for sending a portal. Now you've figured out portals there. Pick for proof. I don't know if I've got one anymore. Just bad flexing. It's embarrassing how addictive those gym mirrors can get, though. Honestly. It's, and a carrot as well. The carrot and the stick there. Definitely because she was asleep and I was waking her up. That's why. Hello, Mr. Money. How are you doing? Good to see you there. I'm positive that they come here and are here. I love it. I'm really, really leaning that way as well now. Like, honestly, what we're getting now coming out of the US is just insane. There's some of the whistleblower accounts. Like, I do think it's very active. We see some strange things in the night sky as well there. It kept telling me it wasn't posting. You just need to sit down. Hello, Cat. How are you doing? How's baby? Hope you were all well as well. Did you have a good Christmas? You know, I totally realised I haven't messaged you since Christmas. Happy New Year. And did you guys have a good Christmas and all that there? Beer Buster's in. How are you doing? Good to see you. So tonight, guys, we're doing an alien radio signal hunt once again. So we've got some interesting stars in range. So currently we have Sirius at 8.6 light years, so very, very close by. Good chances of hearing signals from there. Mirzam at 500 light years, Adara at 430, and Weezen at 1800 light years. They're all in range of our dish at the moment there. So again, good odds if they're sending a signal that we can detect them. But it is a right place, right time sort of thing. Can we point our dish over the right star that is inhabited when they're sending the signals? And Easy Money, how are you doing? Thank you for the follow. Where are you joining us from tonight there? And I posted my Substack article today on noetic science and also segments of an article I read. Oh, noetics, I've heard of it. Refresh my memory. What is noetics? Noetics there. Spatsy everywhere. The thought of they're flexing there. And user 28, how are you doing? Good to see you there. And good day to you and the fantastic page viewers there. Mr. Money, always good to see you in there. How is your weekend going? Have you been up to anything exciting? And Carl as well. And could imagine you coming in and saying to Leanne, yeah, what's up? like Bugs Bunny with the old carrot there. If Bugs Bunny started flexing as well there. We are good here. So yeah, we're doing our alien radio signal hunt tonight there. And we've got a very large radio telescope that's pointing up to the night sky, and with the Earth's rotation, it's going to sweep on over and off many stars. So currently, as I said, we've got Sirius, Mirzam, and Adara, and Weezen in range there. All stars in our town, in that sort of speak, for space. Now, the distances are still very, very vast, but you know, in space terms, we have got one of our close neighbours in there, Sirius. It is always interesting to me that the stars where people say the aliens come from, you know, I had a visitor and he came from this particular star, it's always funny that they are the closer by stars as well. Like Johnny Bravo. Oh my god, yes, exactly like that. But yes, it was interesting, isn't it, that it's the close by ones, which would make sense. They are closer. Then, have you heard about the anchor theory? No, Beerbuster, fire away on that one. I want to hear about that. And Ben as well. Is there a website or something I can use to do this, where I don't have to have a dish? So there is Harco. What was the name of that radio telescope that actually basically had this on there, and you could just use their thing to tune in? There is basically a radio telescope out there, big one, and it has the radio page on here, and you can select which frequency you want to listen to. So essentially, I didn't have to spend money on the dish, is the main thing there. When I remember it, I'll let you know. And also, we are trying to make this bit of software available to you guys as well. So we'll have it running permanently on a different computer there that you can go to a web address and just keep monitoring, even when we're not on stream there. V coming in with the hashtags and Kate coming in with the shares. Thank you for that, guys. It is the hashtags, the shares, the likes, the tapping away. It helps us reach more and more like-minded people there like yourselves. Again, the more eyes and minds we get looking at the phenomena, the more we can all piece this puzzle together there. And Astra's in. How are you doing as well? And no worry, Ben, I'll try and remember what the name of that website was. Noetics is the collective consciousness stuff. Okay, that might be where I've heard of it. Very interesting. I have to check out your Substack. Feel free to drop the name of it in here if anybody's interested. You can check out a Substack there. I wouldn't remember the name. It's not Mazdux, is it? It's oh no, it might be Maz. Yeah, because it's not AAP, it's Mazda something there. Oh, that one. Yeah, no, I did. That was, we've got that sent to one last night. It's very interesting. And, you know, I wouldn't mind experiencing no gravity for 7 seconds. So what that is the idea that basically there are gravitational waves. If you think those ripples on a pond there coming out, if you chuck a stone in there, you get the ripples expanding out there. We know that large mass objects and events, create these gravitational waves. And we're just starting to detect them. It's a very new, interesting angle for science. DJ as well, thank you for the gift there, appreciate that. All goes back into the stream, but we are starting to detect these gravitational waves, and the rumour is that there are two on their way that will converge with each other here on Earth, where we are, and that when that happens, they'll both cancel each other out, and we'll have no gravity for 7 seconds. Now, I don't know the maths on that. I'm not very good at understanding that, but it sounds very interesting. My only question that I have to limit my knowledge is, how do we know? Because gravity, therefore, it travels at the speed of light, and I think it travels faster. So how do we see the waves coming in advance? I'm not sure how we can detect it at a distance to know that yet. But that doesn't mean that we don't know. Maybe there's an observation that they can see a star doing it something, I don't know, and they can see that. But then again, I suppose if the star's doing that, light would be travelling just as fast as the gravitational wave. I don't know. Maybe a big-brained person can answer that one. But it's very, very interesting there, isn't it? And Ben as well, thank you for feeding Alan.
Nom nom nom, thanks guys.
Appreciate that. And who put the treasure box in there as well? But thank you for the portal there, A-Up, as well. Appreciate that. Whoever, thank you for the treasure box. The coin owl is aggravated. Well, it's his coins. Yes, his coins there. And user 98, loving the stickers. I still want to get those made as like actual patches. That is on my list of things to do. I was going to say in the new year, but we're in the new year now. But the coin owl, we're going to be adding the coin owl as a new feature in a game that we're going to be playing that you guys will get to see at some point, which is nothing to do with UFOs, but I'm going to use you guys as guinea pigs for it. So I thought that no, it's not going to be next weekend, but some point after next weekend there. It's mid, but I know, DJ, I know. January's feeling like it's lasting forever, but also I'm going, oh God, I'm already behind them, and I've not even got a calendar for this year yet. I was trying to wait for them to go down in price. You want to get like a decent one, but they're rather pricey. So I thought I'll wait a few days into the new year, and then they'll suddenly get really cheap. They haven't. I think everybody's doing what I'm doing there. It's not no more. Yeah. And Justin as well. Hello, thank you for the rose there. Appreciate that. And yeah, it's totally off base. I've dropped a few hints before, so you probably go, oh, that's what he was on about. But it'll be me and Pete playing a game that we're developing. So we'll have the coin owl in that. Your last year's to be relative to a sheep, yeah, yeah. I've already got one of those. Do I need a wheel to be a guinea pig? Yeah, and the water bottle there, Carl. He's all stopping at it. But yeah, guys, we're doing the alien radio signal hunt tonight. So yeah, we are listening out for ET, hopefully saying hello. There, as the Earth rotates, our dish is going to sweep across the night sky, passing over various stars. Hopefully one of them is going to be inhabited and be sending us a signal there. And we're listening on a frequency called the hydrogen line. That is that yellow line at the top of the screen, and it's the channel on the radio dial that scientists theorize we are most likely to hear a message from ET, should they be out there sending us a message. Trying to hide my yawning from you guys. Don't want to set you all off there. But yeah, that's what we're doing. So keep an eye out. We're going to spot those signals as they come in. Now, what you're listening to the second, that noise is the early universe there. Scientists think that is the leftover radio remnants of the Big Bang, which is quite cool to think you're listening to it there. It's the cosmic microwave background. The same as the static on your TV or your normal radio there. But yeah, the early universe, how cool is that? To think there, but we want to hear a signal within all of that noise. But these distances are so vast that by the time a signal reaches us, unless it's incredibly high powered, it probably will get lost in amongst all of that noise. So you'll see a little red box pop up every now and again, and what that is doing is it's listening in amongst all the background noise there to see if there's any fragments of a signal that can be pulled out, that any signs that there's something getting lost in amongst all of that noise. And Kate as well there, and V, guys, thank you for
the alien pets.
Thank you for feeding Alan there as well. Let me scroll up there. Excited V. I mean, it's either going to be the best thing since sliced bread, this thing we're working on, or it's not going to work at all and it's going to be boring as hell. But yeah, you'll get to see me and Pete in fancy dress, so I think you'll at least get the novelty value there. Harry as well coming in with the shares, appreciate that. And I wish I could do cool stuff. Oh man, but you've got real responsibilities. I have the luxury of only really having to look after myself. So, I think you're doing something more meaningful there, Kate. Via loving the feed him stickers there. So yeah, that is what we are doing tonight. They're listening out for those signals, hopefully for ET saying hello there. Obviously we had the WOW signal there back in the 1970s. That is, I think for good reason, the one that everybody knows around there. That was a signal that looked exactly how we would expect an alien radio signal to look, exactly where we'd expect to find it, right on the top of the screen there. But it's not the only one, and there have been some very interesting signals very, very recently coming from some very, very close by stars indeed there. I think when we start listening and looking properly for alien civilization, I think we're going to find that they are absolutely damn everywhere there. Who put the treasure box up there? Because I haven't thanked them yet. I must have missed that one come through. And still not cool. That might be. It might be cool. I mean, you're bringing, was it 100 children into this world? I mean, one of them is going to be the next Einstein. Just statistically, that's pretty cool. Those kids, I keep telling you, yeah. But yeah, so yeah. This is what we are doing tonight. Now, again, it could be at any time, so we have to hang around. We have to put in the hours, sadly. It's like if you've seen the film Contact there, all of the scientists, they're waiting around in the old telescope control room there. Their feet up, they're eating yesterday's pizza, and they're chucking balls of scrunched up paper into the bins, aren't they, to occupy their time, to symbolise boredom, because they do it a lot. And then all of a sudden they drop their coffee because they hear a noise come through that they've detected that signal. But it will be fleeting for us if we do hear it there. Only 30 to 90 seconds there, because if you think about these distances with the Earth rotating like this, that dish is going to sweep over the night sky, and those stars, although they're massive at these distances, that dish, the whole area is just not going to be over them for long enough. And I mean, the signal itself isn't going to be coming from the star, it'll be coming from a much smaller planet that will also be moving in orbit as well, so you've got to calculate for all that. So it's going to be a very, very short time, and it is a right place at right time sort of job there. Ben as well, thank you for the heart there. 102, give or take. You've lost a few over the years. I keep telling, because my old man has a fair few children. I should say I have my brothers and sisters, but my old man has a fair few children. I keep telling them, the kids, go, they're spares for each other, so they have to worry. Go, well, you're the spare in case something happens to the other one. They are feral. Come Easter, it's very expensive. There, but yeah. So, what have we got in range? So yeah, Sirius is the closest by star in range there, at 8.6 light years. So if we're thinking about these distances there, because light years are very far, and space is all very, very far. Our closest stellar neighbour, Proxima Centauri, is about 4.2 or 4.5 light years away, something like that. So Sirius isn't the closest, but it's still quite close there. The next closest one we have is Adara there at 430 light years. So if Proxima Centauri is our next door neighbour, is the house over there, then Sirius is a few houses down, or then Adara there at 430 light years is on the other side of town. Same as Mearsam at 500 light years, they're on the fringes, the opposite side of town there. And then you've got Wiesen, which is also in range of our dish, at 800 light years there. Sorry, 1,800 light years, which is a couple of towns over as well. So in space terms, these aren't actually that far, but you wouldn't want to walk any of these distances at all. And again, if you want to get a signal from, for example, let's look at the signal power requirements for these. So Sirius at 8.6 light years there. For a signal to reach us here loud and clear, it'd have to be 831.92 megawatts. That's a lot of megawatts there. That's a very powerful signal there for that to traverse space and to be picked up here. Mearsam there, which is 500, would need to be 2.81 terawatts of power there. That is a phenomenal amount of energy there to get those signals there. But it doesn't mean that they can't happen. I mean, we have heard anomalous signals coming from potentially a lot further away than those. So it's not impossible. It just means they would have to, really be putting in a lot of work and their energy resources to do it there. Tanks in, how are you doing? Hope your weekend is going well there. And only a 100, a couple down the side of the sofa there. I wonder where I put you. How many actual years is a light year? Well, so light years, it's the combination of speed over time as well. So a light year is basically, if you're travelling at the speed of light, how far you can get in a year. So it's it's like saying 50 miles an hour if you're travelling at 50 miles an hour. Is that sort of measurement there? So it'll take you a year, but you have to be travelling at the speed of light, which we don't think although it's not impossible, you don't think you could actually reach the speed of light, because the requirements of energy to get there becomes infinite, basically. So you'd have to have infinite energy to travel at it. But we think we can get pretty close to it. But nothing that we have is actually touching on that. And for example, there, I think Voyager 2 there is a couple of years away, a couple of our years from being one light day away. So not even 1 light year, 1 light day away from us here on Earth, and that's been 40, and then that'll be 50 years of travel. So yeah, try and do the maths, but it's a long time then. Apparently 99% is the closest we could do. That sounds about right, yeah, because if you look at the curve, it is that exponential sort of curve. The closer you get to it, more and more energy requirements that we need there. But remember, guys, that's if you want to follow the rules. Technically, if you don't want to travel, then you don't have to worry about a speed limit there. So that's where the warp drive and things come in, which, again, theoretically is possible. It doesn't break physics. So we did this in the deep dive there, looking at the paper on the Alcubierre warp drive, which was, basically you create a bubble of space and time around yourself. So you're not actually moving. It's the galaxy, the universe is moving around you, and therefore the speed limit doesn't apply. And it's theoretically possible. It doesn't break physics. It just would require a hell of a lot of energy to do it, more than we've got. So that's why it's not been tested yet. But it does look like, and this is the really interesting part, is it does look like that's probably how the UFOs that we're seeing saying are operating there, because there are certain characteristics, certain things that happen when you use a warp drive, and it looks to be that that's what's happening, like certain distortions visually there, fogging, all this sort of stuff that can give the game away. So they could well be being used there. Don't know where they're getting the power from, but so Kate, in actual terms, too long, basically, yeah. And then relativity comes into play as well there. If you're going towards the speed of light, you're going to experience these things at that time, but people who aren't travelling at the speed of light aren't going to experience this. They'll still experience it taking bloody forever. It's crazy to try and get your head around all of that. And we need the Millennium Falcon from Star Wars, which might be at the bottom of the Baltic Sea. If you look at the Baltic Sea anomaly, it looks very much like the old Millennium Falcon there. And Kerry's, well, how are you doing there? Hi everyone. What was the signal heard from space a few days ago? I haven't heard the one from a few days ago. That's a very, very interesting one. Does anybody know on that one? Because it could be very, very interesting there. And Abby, how are you doing? Have you seen a message on purple? Oh, no, I'm not getting those. It should be working. Let me check. But I'm not getting anything over on the purple one. The second. Let's have a look. It's not showing up any messages there from the purple one, sadly. Might need to try again there. Yeah, what was that message? What did they talk about? That message would be interesting. Sorry, baby duties. Yeah, Christmas was okay. It was a lot for her mental. Poor thing there. I need to catch up. You probably both need the rest. They mentioned both a lot. Did you travel in the end down to your old man's? Because that would be a lot for you there. Oh, no worries, Kat. I mean, you're the one that's got to do the legwork with that. And but next time you could have to swing by so I can actually properly there. You never know. Maybe I'll be back in Essex before then. Maybe. I keep meaning to. I haven't been back since yet, though. And did you not miss a signal in favour of building questionably shaped rockets, did you? You know what? That would be just the luck. It would be the one day that we wasn't doing this, just so we could build phallic rockets. That would be it, wouldn't it? An actual signal come through that we missed there. I haven't seen anything online there. Well, if you've not seen it. But it was a while-ish ago. I don't know. I mean, well, so yeah, it depends a while-ish ago. So there've been a number of signals over the years. So kind of recently, the last few years, you've got the BLC-1 signal. Now that one was an interesting one there. They officially said it was probably, that's the interesting one, they're probably interference there, because they couldn't prove that it was interference. Like they couldn't conclusively prove that it was alien. But it's a very, very interesting signal that might be coming from our closest neighbour, which would be very, very interesting indeed there. But there was one, wasn't there, back, and this is one that most people talk about. It was a while ago, though, which is the WOW signal there from back in the 1970s. Now, that was a brilliant signal, and it's called the WOW signal for a very good reason there. It looked exactly like what we'd expect an alien, a technological radio signal to look like, exactly where we expected to see it there. But there have been a few more in between there as well. Again, one from a close by red dwarf star about 11 light years from us called Ross 128, and we know that star has planets in its orbit in its habitable zone there, so that could be a good host for that life there. So I like that one, Abby. And it was a 10-second signal from a gamma ray that happened before our planet was even formed. So you've got gamma ray burst, you've got fast radio burst there, you've got all sorts of weird signals that we do get on quite a regular basis. A lot of those they think are most likely to be natural in origin, but there is a good argument to say that they're probably not, or they're possibly not all natural in origin there. So like pulsars and those fast radio bursts where we think they come from, they would make perfect navigational beacons there with slight tweaks and adjustments. They do think that an advanced civilization could be utilising these natural sources there for technological means there. I stayed at Andrew's parents, and oh yes, and I've got to go try get her to nap. But have a good stream. Oh, thank you, Kat, there, and hopefully we'll see you soon there. Thank you for popping in. And I think there's a lot to be said about pulse engines. I think you could be very, very right on that one. And I didn't realise as well is that we're not actually looking with the right equipment and the right radio frequencies to detect things like warp drives, like pulse engines, anything like that. There. So when we say where are all the aliens, we're not actually looking there. We don't have the sensors to detect those things being regularly used there as well. Where are we? Over on the tubes there. Tank says, oh, Beatrice, latest study uncovered over 100,000 transits. Yes, that is a very, very interesting. And we're seeing things that could well tick that box currently. Now, obviously, our skies are a lot more busy now, so it's harder to say. But we are seeing what appears to be quite regularly stationary objects up there. And again, everything should be moving. It shouldn't be stationary. But flashing back to us over the course of the evening from the same patches of sky where there should be no geostationary satellites or anything like that. So it's very, very interesting there. But yeah, obviously those ones were really interesting there, the transit objects there, because they are pre-Sputnik. So there is no man-made objects in our atmosphere up there at all. So it makes it very, very interesting. And some of the arguments around it, again, are like against it are quite laughable. It does show you the weakness of mainstream science when they go, oh yeah, it's probably just satellites. You go, if you check the date, lads, there's no man-made satellites there. The other one, which was issues with the photographic emulsion on the plates and stuff, and they've got good answers for why that is not the case there. So it's definitely a very interesting one. I do wonder though, with it, like when it was like a handful, because initially before the paper was released it was like 5 or 10 of these transient objects, and I was like, that is very, very interesting, especially the fact that it lined up with the one of the events there for the Washington flyover. That was really interesting. But now it's 100,000. I think that's a lot. That's a lot to be going on there. That's, for me, is going, maybe it's some sort of unknown weather or natural phenomena, having it that common. But it's still a very, very interesting. Why hasn't the ISS ever reported space junk hitting the station? They do have occasionally, haven't they? Like, there are meant to be the odd leak and little meteorite impacts, but not big stuff. They have had a couple of issues with little bits previously, I've heard. There, and I think there's a note on that one there too. And Abby, is that a spike? 100%. You're all right. We are getting a spike. We're getting one here, and we are getting one right on the hydrogen line, where we would expect a spike. The reason that we're not excited that it might be alien is because it's been with us the whole stream. So what that tells us is that the source of that signal is probably here physically with the equipment, because obviously with the Earth's rotation there, if it was a source that was far away, as the night moves along there and the dish sweeps across the sky, it won't stay on screen for very long at all if it's the further away it is there. So this is implying it's possibly electronic interference, but we're not too sure. But it is a spike there and there. So good eagle eyes on that one. They say the Aurora project runs on a pulse engine. Really? I didn't know that one. Oh, no, wait, which one's the Aurora project? Oh, no, the Aurora. Yeah, I do know the Aurora, or the rumoured, isn't it? That's the one that's meant to have taken over from the U2 or whatever there. Again, why haven't we, if that's old hat now, because it would be, wouldn't it? That, you know, it would have been in operation now, at least 40 odd years, because we're talking the 80s or 80s to 90s there. So that's, you know, that should be decommissioned. We should know about it by now, but it's very strong evidence to say, you know, that it was there. So unless there's technology involved in it, that is still highly, highly classified there. And but yes, Abu, I know. I mean, we could be wrong. I don't know how we can explain how long it's been there for. But initially I thought it was electronic interference, because again, it is thin, so that implies that it's technological rather than natural there. And obviously it's been with us a long time, so you'd think that could be like electronic interference, maybe how we've got it all plugged in there. That can happen. And I was pretty confident in that as an explanation. But then we started to have streams where it wasn't there, and then it would come back again. And we've not changed any of the technology. We've not changed any of how it's all plugged in or anything like that at all. So I have no idea what's causing it, really. You know, it might be a signal, but it means it'd probably be either very powerful, because as we're checking lots of space and time there, or it is close by, whatever it is there. And Cobalt there, I'll be definitely tuning in again there, and it's a good show, and I have to work early in the morning, but I'll thank you, Cobalt, that's very kind of you to say, and I'm glad that we found you as well, because my favourite part is meeting everybody and hearing everybody's opinions on all of these things as well, so you're very welcome in our little community there, but I totally get it with work on early as well. Make sure you check out one of our skywatches when the sky is clear as well, because they are good fun too as well, but thank you for joining us there, so hopefully we'll see you later on in the week there, and your Sunday will go all right. But good to have you in. Make sure you're following, so you hopefully get a notification when we go live again there. And have we got all 5 in? We've got all 5 in range tonight there. So Aludra is also now in range, and that is, I think it's about 6,000 light years. That's a lot further than some of the others there. But it does mean that we have got, I think, more stars currently in range of or close by stars in range of our dish than we do typically have. So again, those odds are increasing there. And remember, if you're interested, guys, you can see more of the screen. We do a full screen version, so you can see more analysis. There you go. Look above me there. There's all sorts of other analysis going on to the left, right, at the bottom that you can't see on the vertical view there. So behind me right now is oh, what is that me? Behind me right now is the live sky map, and that actually shows you all those stars, so the dish's catchment area. And so you can see what's in range and what is coming in range there. It updates as the night goes on. You see all the stars move into range and stuff there. And you can see that again fully if you're looking at the horizontal view. To the middle left, you've got the radio, the waveform analysis of the signal that's coming in. And to the right, you get information on those stars that are in range of the dish there. And then, as you can see here, you get the bit above us there, which is the actual analysis section of the signals that are coming in. And then that bar right at the top, which is the actual live signals coming in. So yeah, it's always good to see a bit more of the screen. But also, TikTok does have a sulk every now and again. It throws us off, and you'll be able to find us over on those places as well for that. So, yeah, here we are. We are once again searching for those strange signals in the night sky. And Silly Me didn't bring up a full drink. I'm going to have to leave you in charge of Alan when I need to get one of them again then. But yeah, if you are joining us, guys, we are doing an alien radio signal hunt tonight there. So if you've seen the film Contact, it's kind of like that. We're listening out, we're pointing our dish to the sky, and we're listening out to see if ET may be sending us a message. And it's a right place, right time sort of thing, a bit of a lottery. Because not only have you got to pick the right star that might have a planet that is inhabited by intelligent life capable of sending signal, but also when they are sending that signal is the other requirement there, because these signals are so energy intensive. It takes a lot of power. They are unlikely to just do them all the time, and a recent theory came out saying that more than likely the first radio signals we're going to detect from another species may be their last, because again, the amount of energy required to do them. If a species is either sending a goodbye message or a rescue us, please help message, they're more than likely to allocate more resources to that, and more time, more money, more energy to sending those type of signals than they would be just the casual hellos and everybody else out there. So those odds are the messages that we are going to collect first may well be a distress message there, which is quite a sobering thought, isn't it, really, there? Maybe the wow signal was the last message from a dying civilization. And it makes me wonder a little bit more, because what was the one... There's a star that we point our dish to. I don't think it's one of these ones, but there are stars that have had these potential signals coming from them. God, that caught me there. We detected, we know of, don't we, a handful of stars that may have been sending signals, and then when we hear that their star is, the end of its life, it's nearly going supernova, or something like that, you're thinking, is that what the message was about? Was it a come get us? We haven't got space, faring technology. Please rescue us before our star dies, or something like that. And distressed by what? Well, exactly, Abby. It would be even more haunting if it was a warning. Like, beware the big invisible invaders or something like that. Don't invent AI. It's been the end of us there. I mean, even our star, we're quite I think we're like another billion years or so before we have to worry. But even our star will eventually die out there, and it most probably will swallow the Earth as it gets bigger. As they die, they get bigger and bigger and bigger, which is a bit counterintuitive if you think they're running out of fuel. But no, they actually expand there before they go pop. And yeah, that would swallow the Earth, they think, at that point, let alone we wouldn't be getting enough heat or energy from the star to survive. And then boom. But yeah, we've got a while before we have to worry about that. Dun dun dun! Exactly. What was the thing? What was the last message? And it's such a shame, isn't it, that the WOW signal itself, we were not able to record the enough details around that signal to understand if there was a message within it. The Big Ear radio telescope there from the Ohio State University, which actually owned and operated the telescope there that detected the WOW signal, which is now a golf course, sadly. It didn't have the technology at the time to record any message that may have been within it. It was just that there was a signal, and it is this strong, and it was for this period of time. It was on these frequencies, that very, very basic information, rather than actually like what we're doing now, where we're recording the actual signal itself. So yeah, if there was a message within it, we will never know. There, it wasn't even audibly recorded, which is really frustrating. It was just written down, the data from it there. And that's why in the printout, everyone's seen this, with the numbers on the numbers and letters on the printout there, and the guy circled it and wrote "wow" next to it. Yeah, because that's how it was. They didn't even detect it in real time. Every day, the scientists would go collect a big stack of printouts of the results and then go through them of the evening, and that's when they saw it there. So that's what a lot of the reason why we don't get a chance to do these second detections, because a part of the process for if you're getting an anomalous signal, you need it to be confirmed by a second receiver there. And again, all these radio telescopes are rarely paired up. They're all doing their own thing, pointing in different directions, monitoring different things, different projects for different scientists. So it's unlikely the two are going to pick it up at the same time. So what you've got to do is you've got to basically, if you get a signal, you ring up your friend with another big radio telescope and go, wait, point it at this star. Are you getting this too? And the idea there is that if two people from two separate locations are pointing to one target and they're both getting the signal, it makes sense that the signal is from that source and it's not somewhere in between. That it's like if I pointed, as we have now got this pointed at Sirius there, and we go, oh, we've got a signal. Maybe there's a satellite that's flown in front of us to give us a signal for a time. There's things, but if you've got the two to check the sources there, that is the confirmation that we need, and it makes sense for radio science, doesn't it? But the problem is that most of the time these telescopes, it's not live. They go and record all of this massive amounts of data, and then the scientists just access it when they want at home. They go through it all later. So no wonder we're not getting that second scientific chance, because nobody's sitting in the control room waiting. Oh, we've got a sound, right? Frank, can you have a listen? So we're missing it out, which is very, very sad there, because that is why the WOW signal was not conclusively 100% aliens. There is nothing we can think of that it could be naturally. I mean, there's a few loopholes, a few crazy ideas that people have tried to come up with, and maybe, but yeah, you need that second source there. Until you get that, you can't say it definitely makes aliens there, and it does make sense of why they need it, but it is until they're monitoring in real time. Or at least pairing up with different dishes far enough away to monitor the same patch for SETI. I wonder how far out Voyager is now. Isn't it coming up to like one light day? I think we're like a couple of years away from a light day. Which is very, very far there. Hi me, I'll do it there, Abby. Well, you've got to get a dish, and then we could we'll all do it together. It's just like in the films, they're sitting in the control room doing absolutely nothing, and they'll drop their tea when they hear the signal. And the sad truth is that they're not monitoring it live in reality. But we're doing it. We're doing the work. We're putting in the hours there. Rob, hello there. The lunatics have taken over the asylum. Not only have we taken over the asylum, but we've installed a gift shop and a Greg's in the kitchen. That's what we're doing. And I like how the lunatics run this place. All on live in boxes. Well, this is the thing with the technology, Abby. There are ways that I think we can do this sort of thing together now. It'd be absolutely brilliant, to do all of that. We just need to figure out something else we can do whilst we're waiting for the signal. That's where we're tripping up. We need to have this on and figuring it out there. What's that nemesis there? Sheeps think that they drive a 1.9 TDI ship, and we can hear them. They rule on Earth. for ages. I'm not sure what that means there, but I'm assuming I know the direction of that. There, there you go. Was it over on the tubes? Yes, that was over on the tubes there. We could all play bingo, and if we shout loud enough, they might hear us. I would love to add like a transmission element to this as well. Like just sending, even if it's a low-powered one, so it's just symbolic, they'll never be able to hear that. But like, wouldn't that be cool? I think we need special scientific permission for it. I don't know if they'd give it to us, but yeah, I'd like to be transmitting as well. We could transmit our live show out to the galaxy. See if they can pick up on it and tune in there. And did you see the Alan intro disco? Yeah, I saw it last day. Yeah, so it might be I'm on there. I'm under Yogs Sam. That's my name there. So yeah, because I replied to that, it was brilliant there. Because you even made that spin like a disco ball. That was brilliant. That was. And Alan dancing. So I don't think I saw that one. I'll have to check that one out. That's brilliant. I mean, it's getting crazy how good it is nowadays. Voyager 1 is in interstellar space there, 15 million miles from Earth, which is probably not that much, is it, in space terms? But it's great, isn't it? It's the first human. When are the Pioneer probes gonna reach that sort of distance? They were going much slower, that's why Voyager overtook them. How far out is Voyager 2 as well? Is that close by? Oh, I've posted today. Have I been in today? I don't know if I've been in there today. That might be why. But tomorrow is my day to catch up on absolutely everything. So we'll see how lucky I get there. Well, I used to be in multiple times a day. Now I'm struggling. But, you know, that's it. We're going to get ahead this weekend and we're going to be on the ball. That's what we're going to be doing now. Hopefully, I'm going to need to even post about our deep dive. It's going to be next Friday night as well. I still haven't even posted about that one yet. I've decided what it's going to be on there. And thank you for the likes there, Abby. So guys, those likes and those shares, appreciate those. They all help us reach more and more like-minded people there, like yourselves there. Voyager 2 is also in interstellar space, and it left our solar system not that long ago, 13 million miles. So it's 2 million miles behind. Wow. And they're just going to keep on going for probably longer than humanity, innit? Hopefully not. Hopefully we'll become interstellar ourselves, and we can catch up with them. Pick them up, put them in a museum, which is exactly what we're going to be doing with on our Kerbal space program. On that stream when we do that next, we're going to be building a rocket to go and intercept our last rocket that is lost with all of our crew, and we're going to see if we can refuel it and bring it back there. Abby, it might be a really silly question, but no silly questions here, Abby. They're all good. Ask away. Is that car still in space? Abby, yeah, that's a good question. And yes, it is. It's in a sort of an Earth-Mars orbit, I think. Quite an elongated one. So it kind of goes far out and then comes close every now and again there. And I think this is about 1 million years, they reckon, that's going to be up there before eventually either re-enters Earth or aliens or Mars. But can you imagine that, right? Our civilization gets wiped out or reset, and there's another intelligent civilization, in 1 million years' time. And they're like, oh, what's that coming in, burning up in the atmosphere? And it's just a Tesla with the guy sitting in the seat like that, What the is that? It's quite a cool thing to imagine. They're loving stickers for the deep dive. There, V. And if we transmitted a message, what would we say? What would we say, Alan?
Num num num.
That's what we'd say. We'll say, make sure you're following us, so you get those notifications when we go live. What would we say? What are we? Well, you know what? I think the most important message is that there is a technological message out there. That is the thing that we most want to see. It's not so much the content yet. The first part is that there is definitely a civilization out there to send that message in the first place. But then what would we say beyond that? I mean, there are a million questions I'd have. What would you want to send there? And what would you want to ask? And laughing at the thought of that stream of the poor crew. Yeah. Oh, that was a special stream, wasn't it? What was it? Gigachode. That was the name of the rocket. We're going to rescue them. That's it. That's our mission for the next one. We're going to make an even bigger one. And we're going to send that up there with all of the fuel. And yeah, we're going to redo it. We're going to rescue them. Nice. And so are the wee crew members from Sam and Pete's rocket building. Yeah. Honestly, they're going to be rescued. Well, the ones that didn't die are going to be rescued. Oh, the first Star Trek with Voyager 6. I think I've seen that. Well, they come across it, don't they? They pull it into the bay, and they're like, "What is this?" Surely the English typical question would be right. Would you like a cup of tea? That's the first. Yeah, just comes on. Milk, 2 sugars. Yeah? Question mark. I wonder how many satellites that Tesla has taken out. The irony of taking his own satellites out. Be quite funny there. So yeah, we did send a message out. Yeah, we sent a message out as a species once there, and that was in 73 or 74, and we did it with our most powerful transmitter there, which is the Arecibo Space Radio Telescope there, and because it was also a radar as well, so you used to send out those high-powered radio waves to ping them off of asteroids, and then that signal would come back, and we could measure how far away they are, what their size was, how fast they're going, and that was sadly we lost that one, didn't we, a few years ago, but it was the one. If you saw the James Bond film, was it GoldenEye, when when he's fighting on top of that big dish, that was that telescope there. But yeah, sadly we lost it, and that was the late 70s, a few years before we received the wow signal. So some people have said it was the wow signal a response to that, but it was the typical sort of Earth messages there, which was like, we're humans, we're on the 3rd planet from our star. There's 9 planets in our solar system, all of that sort of basic stuff there. And yeah, that's basically what we sent out. I think we directed it at like a nebula, didn't we, rather than a place with planets that we know, or stars in orbit there. But that was our only high-powered transmission purposely for that. We are sending signals all of the time, but our radio communications, our television, all that sort of stuff is quite low-powered. It's constantly leaking out there, but it's got like a low radius of how far you can really have a chance of hearing that. How far you can go with it. Things like our radar, though, they are very high-powered transmissions. There's no message in that, but they are very high-powered and technological in nature. So if somebody picks something like that up, then they would know that we have technology. And did we not send some kind of a disc with how to contact us and other stuff? Yes, so we did. It was on the Voyagers. I don't know if we did it for the what are they called, the Pioneer probes. I think we did do a version for Pioneer as well there, but those interstellar probes are the ones that are designed to go out of our solar system there, and we did put those plaques on them, so the golden discs. I think Voyager had the golden records and Pioneer maybe had the golden discs there, so the records would play one side, but then on the other they had the old Vintuvian Man, didn't they, and things like that. So just give basics about us. You can find us. We're that way. 2 lefts and a right. 400 light years. Good night, Beer Bus. Good to see you. Hopefully we'll catch you later on in the week as well there. And let's have a look. You mentioned like-minded, and currently I'm out of my mind. You've got to be here. We all are there. Broadcast an episode of Coronation Street. That would stop any ideas of invasion there. I mean, have you seen EastEnders though? I mean, that would definitely put them off. Wouldn't it there? I mean, how long's Coronation Street been going? Has that been since I want to say the 60s? Because wasn't it black and white? So that's got to be... That's at least 60 years. So that's 60 light years, whatever is 60 light years out. So Sirius is up to date almost with Coronation Street, and all of our TV programs there. So, let me get rid of that one. There we go. So yeah, what is all reached out there? But I mean, this is the argument, isn't it? There, so you've got SETI, which is the search for extraterrestrial intelligence. They're the guys that are listening around all the dishes, like what we're doing now, listening out for those signals that could be alien in nature. You've also got an organisation called METI, which is messaging extraterrestrials. So not the listening, this is the talking side of things. And a lot of people say we probably shouldn't be messaging just until we know who's on the other end, because you never know who you're going to awaken there. You know, is there some big bad aliens out there that if we let them know that we exist, they're going to come for us? They are going to, you know, maybe be interested in us. Now, I've heard some interesting arguments both ways on that one as well there. So people like Stephen Hawking there, he said, you know, maybe it's not a good idea to be messaging there, and that tells so interesting that a mind like that, if he didn't think aliens existed, he wouldn't have had an opinion on it. He wouldn't have said anything there. But he must think that there was a high enough chance there that for there to be intelligent alien species capable of being a problem, for us to therefore to maybe not messaging them is a bad idea. Other people have said, well, it doesn't really matter because we're sending all of these radio signals out constantly, so anybody that is interested would know that we're technological in nature anyway. And other people say, yeah, but they're quite hard, they're quite faint, a lot of those ones are going to get drowned out there. And then to flip it back the other way, again, Earth has been sending out a biosignature, so the radio signals are a techno-signature, they're technological in nature. They say that we have technology, but we have, as an Earth, as a planet, we have been sending out a biosignature for about 2 billion years there, that is that if anybody has the technology level that we have today, which isn't really that advanced, is it, guys? If anybody's had that in the last 2 billion years and looked at the Earth, they would know that there is life on the Earth there, because they can, again, look at our atmosphere and the light passing through it and tell what gases are in our atmosphere, and therefore, you know, that there is biological life here. And this is exactly how we may have detected the biosignatures on K2-18b, that distant planet out there that looks to be a Haitian world, a liquid, I think it's a Haitian world, a liquid hydrogen ocean there, but it does look to be probably full of algae, which create a gas that we are detecting in this atmosphere. So, you know, alien life is all but confirmed there, let alone what we've got going on in our own solar system there. And you're right, Stephen Hawking said not to send the message, and I mean, I lean with that one there. That'll be after we blind them with our light. We're flashing them. The big bad aliens are already here. They are called the WEF. Well, yeah, may well be the lizard people. I mean, this is the thing. Like, I find that, I mean, two minds on this stream, because so for the radio signal hunt, we're talking about like really simple evidence of life and civilizations very, very far away. And then when we do our skywatch streams, it's the opposite. We're talking about highly technological, you know, big conclusive evidence right here on our doorstep. But now, they're not mutually exclusive. You know, there's probably lots of civilizations out there as well, all at different levels. So just because we're saying we think that there are people visiting us here, doesn't mean it's necessarily there's nobody else out there sending a message that we can pick up on, you know, as well. So, you know, it does kind of work together, but it does always jars me a bit, you know, that we kind of got the zoomed in and the zoomed out for the two different streams. And aliens have seen episodes of the $6 Million Man and decided to invade against Earth. I mean, they've probably seen a lot worse that have made that assumption there. I mean, what else? Yeah, what would attract them here? What would put them off like that? And maybe they visit back and forth, but our brains can't understand them to be able to see it. Well, that's a good point there, Ben. So, like, you know, we've said this a few times, we don't actually, as humans, observe objective reality. And there's two ways I mean this. One is that obviously what we're seeing, the images that we have and the sounds that we hear, are made up from sensor data from our eyes and from our ears there. So this is essentially, we're looking at a screen inside of our head. It's not actually out there. It's a representation of what is out there in the world. Same with touch and all the other senses. But also, we don't have the sensing ability there to detect everything out there. So you take the visible sensors here, so your eyes there. As humans, we can detect what we call the visible light. So light's on a spectrum, you know, it goes all the way from the low end to the high end. We see a good big chunk in the middle, and that's the visible light in there. But there is a low end of light, infrared, and a high end ultraviolet, and some animals can see into some of those, but we don't as humans. So we know that there is stuff going on that we just cannot see at all. We are not aware. It doesn't mean it doesn't happen. It happens there. But also as well that, you know, and the reason we have that is that we evolve, if evolution is correct there, based on, well, what kills us. So obviously there's not been anything threatening enough to us that operates in the infrared or the ultraviolet there, you know, or exclusively in those areas, and was that much of a threat for us to need those sensors, for them to be evolutionarily advantageous for us to have those. But also psychologically as well, that's the hardware side of things. But the software side of things in the brain as well, we don't see objectively what is out there. We see it once we have filtered it as well. So when I walk into this room, I not only go room and all of the assumptions around the room that I can then ignore. I don't immediately look into this room and go, is it structurally sound? What colours are the walls? I've got a little box that I can go room and just, you know, filter all those down. Computer, all those sub things there. Now when there's those variations in all that, so when we see balls of light in the sky that might be anomalous there, we're applying that through our filters, our assumptions there, which means we shave off all the information we don't think we need to make an assessment of dangerous versus not dangerous there. And that's where that interpretation comes in. That's why there are differences in people's experiences there, because they've shaved off, they've tried to compress that information down into a processable amount for the human mind, and they've gone, well, this isn't useful, that bit is useful. But really, we're not very good at doing that as humans there. So that's why some people get those differences between the two there. But it's very, very interesting how the different minds work there and how we process the information. And Truth, how are you doing there? Thank you for the follow. Where are you joining us from tonight there? And humans delete traumatic events. Well, that as well. You know, there's a whole sort of masking of those things, covering those things up. So we have a map. It's one of the best ways to view this. So we have a map of the world, how it works. You know, my map is I'm going to the shops, and my shops this is the path, and I follow that little path along there, and it's nice. I'm in a nice little safe town, blah blah blah. That's my map. Now, if on my map I have a traumatic experience there, maybe I get mugged, something like that. Now, depending how far off of my map that experience was, that difference is trauma there. So if it's a little difference, you know, if it was always possible, but you know, then you're less shocked by it, and therefore, because what plagues people's minds is the how did I not see this coming, and how can I make sure I see that before it happens again? That's why people can't put those things to rest. You know, they're horrible in their own right, but that's why the mind keeps it open, because it's like, that was so bad, I need to know why my map was wrong and didn't tell me that was going to be there, so I know that I can avoid that in the future there. And it's that difference that your brain's trying to work out there. And so it can be very, very true. And if it's just too much, to function, it'll have to shut that part down out there. And Truth as well, well said. Thank you, Truth, as well. Where are you joining us from tonight there? Adrian X, thank you for the heart. How are you? And they will have seen all our desires to kill each other take from Mother Nature there. I mean, they would have seen it there. They would have seen it. And maybe that's what they're doing themselves, you know. Or maybe not. Maybe they've got some better advice from us. Maybe they're here to guide us on a better direction, or maybe they're here to suck all of the resources off our planet. Who knows? It's a lottery. But you can hope for the positive, can't you, there? Agent X, no notification. Yeah, apparently regulars aren't getting the notifications, which is weird. But it's TikTok, isn't it, there? And got a question for anyone there, Abby, that can help. And I want to get me and my partner a telescope for the camera. Awesome. There, any recommendations? So, I don't know. I've heard, what was it? Celestron are reasonable ones to start, but I don't know specific models. So anybody else that has got one, do chip in and let us know there. Not bad. I'm glad to hear it there, Agent X. I'm glad to hear it. And, with that episode of Man vs. Food, I would definitely put them off McDonald's ingredients list. I end up watching those sorts of shows just before dinner. I get really, really hungry, and then I have a reasonable portion-sized dinner, and I'm always disappointed. And some decent cameras are out. Well, that's a good point, actually. Yeah, I mean, we do our sky watching with just a camera, don't we? There. Oh, planets, stars, and galaxies. Good question. See if we can solve that one. All of the above. Space there. Greg, how you doing there? Tinfoil hats on. Mine is comfortable. Mine's got the groove in it. And can we talk about the number 108, please? Oh, what about the number 108? Is this one of these sacred numbers or something? Or does it keep coming up? Tell us more, Greg. We want to hear about that one. Oh, the Aurora camera is as good as night vision too. So this is another angle, one we haven't tackled yet, which is, you know, the infrared, as we mentioned earlier. Now, the phenomena, UFOs, UAP, they have a long history of being active in the infrared. And that's something that we really, really want to do with our skywatches, be able to see that to potentially. I've seen some such great footage where in the visible light, in the normal light, you can't see anything going on. Just the night sky. But with infrared, there's all this activity going on that we just can't see as humans. Oh, it's getting me. It's getting me, guys, there. So. We've still got, Mirzam, I think, has just left. Yeah, so we've only got 4 stars now. We've got Sirius, Adara, Weezan, and Ludra in range tonight there. And again, 8.6 light years, so it's not far at all there. A 108 will blow your mind. It's basically the distance from the sun, the moon, and the earth. Oh, okay. Because, I mean, yeah, all of those stuffs are just ridiculously coincidental, aren't they? You know, like the fact that the moon is like 400th the size of the sun, but exactly 400 times the distance or something, you know, to give us that perfect alignment there. You know, it does make you think that the you know, either it's all a bit too perfect, somebody's put it there, or you know, it goes to that simulation theory thing, doesn't it? There, you know, that somebody's following the rules, somebody's programmed it there. I probably lean towards that there. So. I thought I read that as autistic 18X. I saw authentic Skinwalker Ranch videos today, but like I didn't read that one out there. Authentic one. Okay, well, tell us more about them. I want to hear that. And it's actually close to what you're saying. Oh, really? Tell us more. Tell us more. Like, you know, because I'm all open to all of these. Yeah, like, I mean, it does feel so perfect, but it kind of reminds me of, like, when we talk about the physics of our universe just being so perfect for life to exist. A little bit this way or a little bit that way, and, you know, life just couldn't exist. And some people say, well, yeah, just that life just wouldn't have been able to work at all if it wasn't so perfect. And some people say, yeah, but that's probably our life has adapted because that is how it is, so it works in this sense, whereas there'll be a different form of life in the universe if physics were a little bit different in those other universes there as well there. But the math is overwhelming. I mean, I find basic math overwhelming generally anywhere there, but there's all of those connections. It feels to me, doesn't it, like, you know, these are the rules of the universe. Like, if we said this yesterday, that it, you know, when it comes to things like simulation theory and stuff like that, I don't necessarily think we're in a simulation. I think that is how the universe works. It works on those principles there. So maybe it ties in with that there. And a person shared a skinwalker caught on 4 cameras going from crawling to bipedal. Grim. Was it like a really good, clear video as well? Oh, someone said planets are all free, and the ZWO Sea Star free. S50, sorry, is that? Yeah. Are good as they find and track stars and get. Oh, now, yeah, that tracking I think would be invaluable there. That's the one thing that we're missing on our camera, to track the moon. Because it's all moving so fast. The further zoomed in you are there, the quicker it will move across the screen. The more of a pain in the old arse to keep a track of. Oh, getting me there. So, 34, we're on the last half of our stream now, guys. We've still got the good planets in range there. Oh, very clear. And freaked the dog out. No, yeah. Dog could not see it, but knew it was there. Really? Well, from the videos, like, I totally get, like, you see in the video, like, the SETI primal, and it can see visually that shape is a fret touching buttons and stuff like that. But yeah, how does it, like, through the recording, what is, if something's being visually recorded there is also recording something else then that the dog can pick up from. I'd be interested to see what else it can do there. The Dobsonian telescopes are the ones that are best for planets, but super expensive, I bet. What is Dobsonian then? I've heard that before. What does that mean? Is that a school of thought? Oh, so there. Buildings and the way seeing the skies. No TV and no telescopes, but so well documented. There. I mean, they do talk, don't they, about, I've heard this through before, that the fact, you know, that we are cut off now from the skies as a society because of light pollution and pollution in general there, that it does affect us and our sort of collective consciousness and our place within the universe and stuff, sort of like that. It does have that effect. But, you know, how did the people that, you know, much more rudimentary people, how did they know the details about the stars other than that you can see visually with the naked eye there so many years ago? And it's the Dogon that we were talking about the other day, and because of this we're looking at Sirius now. So Sirius that we have in range now against one that you can see quite clearly with your naked eye there. But the Dogon people, I think of North Africa, they, in their history, in their lore, in their lore, they talk about their ancestors being visited by people from the stars, and specifically these people came and they spoke to their ancestors and said that we are from, you know, this star here, Sirius, and it's actually, guys, it's actually a binary star, and the orbit of that binary star, or the planet within it, is on a 56-year orbit, basically, you know, like that. And we've recorded this through, you know, throughout history and recent sociology and stuff like that. We've recorded their historical story over the years of them saying it's about their ancient ancestors. And then in, I think it's the 80s or the 90s, when we actually had the technology to do this, to check out that, we pointed it at Sirius and went, oh my god, they were right, it is a binary star system. Oh, and there is one on that orbit as well. Like, how the hell did they know that back then? Insane, isn't it? And that's just one of many cases there. Oh, it's a Newtonian reflector telescope on a tracking stand there. I feel like I've just heard that name about there before. That makes sense. I'm relating to a 108 number. Please investigate. Make for a great show. The Dogon are unreal. Oh, Greg, I'll have to. Let me write it down because I've got that one. And what was the other one? It was the locator. Where's my note? I've got it there somewhere. Hold on, 108. See if I can remember to do that one. I do have a habit of getting off the stream and just going and forgetting everything, but I will try there, Greg. And Sheen, how are we doing tonight? Thank you for the follow. Where are you joining us from there? And got the biggest aperture, hence why it's so good for planets. It will let you see the red eye on Jupiter and the rings of Saturn. Now that does sound cool. I wouldn't mind one of those guys there. You're replying there, Agent X. How you doing? Oh, I missed that one from you there. Bearing in mind, I have 10,000 hours as a CCTV operator and supervisor. What was that for there? Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. Now, that was it. It was related to the Skinwalker there, wasn't it? Makes you wonder what else that we are recording. And I could definitely see that when things were more on magnetic tape as well. Because that's like I could really kind of get that maybe that's picking up on more things as being encoded there. Less so digitally, but it doesn't mean it's not. But definitely on the old magnetic tape and stuff. Hello, Grandad, as well. Thank you for the likes there. How are you doing today? And the Dwarf F3, and you can sit in the warmth whilst finding and tracking stars from a sofa. Now that is cool. That's what I like. I like to be on the inside. Glad to hear it there, Grandad. Hope your weekend is going well. Hello, UFO Norway as well. Who else have we got in tonight? Is he going to let me scroll through people? Got Stu there, Ben and Jim Bob. Everybody else is in, I think. How are you all guys doing? So we're waiting to see if getting any of those potential alien radio signals. Oh, that's getting me. Whoa. So yeah, we've still got Sirius in there. It's going to be coming out of range in the next 5 minutes, I think, there. But that's our closest star we've got in range at 8.6 light years. We've got Adara at 430. And then we've got Weezon at 1,800 light years and Aludra at 7,000 light years. That's quite far, but not that far in space terms. Some weird stuff being shared with me at the minute. The images that that's conjuring up, Agent X. And Dolphin Sea Star under. Oh, that's more in the realms of reasonable. Still not possible, but there. No, not recently, actually. Hope he's okay. And you just finished watching Welcome to Derry. I don't think I've seen that one yet. It does ring a bell, but I don't think I've seen that one. No. What would I do, up? What would I do? I'd just sit on the sofa. It'd be boring. I'd miss you guys too much. Testing logos tomorrow for cruise ships. Oh, send us some pictures. Oh, you're not on the Discord, are you? Well, I want to see you post something. Tag us in it there. Yeah, I'd miss you guys too much. Don't want to be sitting around watching TV. It's boring. Oh, that's why I know it. Oh, is it any good? You never know when they do these prequels. Sometimes they knock it out of the park, and sometimes it's just like, oh, you should have left it alone. Oh, AJ, I wouldn't say no. I'm always up for that. How are you getting on with Pluribus? We haven't got there yet, sadly. We've watched that first episode, and what's Leanne's hesitation? She keeps finding other shorter things to watch. I'm like, but that's the next one. That is the one that I want. It's on the list there, because so we've seen that first episode, and I'm very, very interested. But it involves purchasing Apple TV, so I think that's where the hesitation is. Ah, very good. Love it. It turns out Alan is one of the it-type creatures. Luckily, he feeds off of alien pets, though, rather than children. It's getting me. Oh, but yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Pluribus, especially as it's sort of so closely linked to what we do here on most nights there. Ah, you know what? I haven't seen the new ones either, so I'll have to do those in line. Ah, yes. Let us know, Agent X. That sounds cool. Speaking of which, I wonder how DJ's getting on with his. He's going to do some ghost hunting in the new year. I wonder how he's getting on with that. We've still got Sirius in range. It'll be just perfectly timed for the end of the stream, won't it? There's my cursor hiding. It's way easier on a tablet there, I bet. Oh. Where is... yeah, I have to pin in for the next spaceship stream. I need to figure out a name for those streams. That'll do. That'll be hilarious. He is round next Saturday for this other project, so we might be able to, after we've done the other projects in the evening, jump on to do some space stuff if he's about. We'll have to see. Go rescue the crew from deep space. The new Silent Hill, no. But this is me. I tend to be so far behind popular culture. Oh, we're at 1:45 now. Well, I suppose let's wind up the stream for tonight there. And how you and Pete dressing up for this project? So for this secret project we are, but we're not doing the dressing next weekend. The next weekend is like a test run, so it's not live. The one after that we will be dressing up for. And so far the suggested costumes are both hilarious and unflattering. So you can look forward to that. So hopefully, hopefully it won't be more than a few weeks. Probably be early Feb, I reckon, the way things are going. But it'll be an interesting one. So yeah, good night everybody. And these breadcrumbs, delicious breadcrumbs of humiliation for us there. But yeah, hopefully it means we'll get to do another spaceship stream on the Saturday. I'll mention that to him. See if we can do that. But yeah, thank you guys again. You're all awesome as always. It's always great to see you. And we'll see you tomorrow night. I'm intending to be slightly earlier on the Sundays, but we'll see how that one goes as well. So it might be 9, it might be 10. We'll see how that one chocks in for that. But you've all been awesome. Thank you so much for keeping me company, for joining us, and your awesome questions. Gift us, sub us too, extra love, and they're helping us improve the stream. Thank you. And we will, catch you tomorrow night, guys. So bye-bye.